What's the most important relationship in your life? Is it a relationship with a friend, a family member, a lover? Or is it your relationship with your own self? Hello, and welcome to Song Siblings, a series in which I look at two songs that share the same theme or imagery. In this episode, we're talking about 17's Shadow and Itzy's Imaginary Friend. Both of these songs deal with the interaction between different parts of ourselves. In some ways, they're about the interplay between our conscious and subconscious minds. However, each of these songs has a very different way that it frames the relationship that we have with our subconscious or with the darker or more secret parts of ourselves. As the title suggests, in their song, 17 imagines our inner thoughts and desires as a shadow. And that word has a number of different implications. First of all, it associates our inner feelings with darkness. Whether because they felt ashamed or they were worried about others' judgments, the song describes how they used to feel that their inner self was a shadow, something that could never be brought into the light. Another implication of the use of shadow is the idea that our inner self is secondary. A shadow is cast by a person. It is dependent on a person to exist. When 17 describes trying to avoid their shadow, it implies that our inner self, our subconscious, is somehow separate and lesser than our conscious self. But the song challenges this notion as they end up realizing that our outer presentation of ourself can never truly be separated from our inner self, just as a person can never choose to separate themselves from their shadow. The lyric, "Baby, I'm a shadow of you," takes this idea even further, suggesting that our outer self, our conscious mind, is in fact the shadow of our true inner thoughts and feelings. The song concludes that the inner part of ourself, even parts that are dark or embarrassing, must be accepted. Shadow is from the perspective of a conscious mind coming to understand and accept its inner darkness. Itzy's imaginary friend, on the other hand, comes from a completely different perspective. As the lyrics tell us, the imaginary friend of the title is an embodiment, a manifestation of what the singers most want to be. It's as if their subconscious self was able to become a separate entity and then arrive to protect them and care for them. The song is told directly from the perspective of this subconscious self, this imaginary friend. The imaginary friend's goal is to help the conscious mind face the dangers of life. Throughout the lyrics, we see the inner self trying to provide comfort and confidence to the outer self. In this song's concept, the inner self, the imaginary friend, is a powerful entity, but it is meant to be working together with the outer mind. The lyrics remind us that our inner and outer selves are a team working best together. Coordination and working together is something that's also emphasized in the song's performance. In fact, both Shadow and an imaginary friend use choreography to reinforce the message of the song itself. The choreography of Imaginary Friend shows this coordination between inner and outer selves, most obviously in the paired dancing between the members and the other dancers at the end, which really enforces this idea that two parts of ourselves are working together. The performance also has a lot of other small, meaningful details. This gesture, in which they appear to be pulling apart the mask or revealing their inner self. At several points, the members create wings in reference to the line, "I'm a fallen angel." Shadow's choreography also reinforces its message. We see the members dancing in sequence rather than in synchronization. Their moves following one after the other, much like a shadow. We also see paired portions of the choreography where members mirror each other as if in a reflection. And of course, we have the repeated hand pulling away from the face, again symbolizing the revealing or covering of the true self. What shadow and imaginary friend have in common is the belief that it is necessary to acknowledge all parts of yourself, inner and outer, conscious and subconscious. There is strength and comfort to be gained from all parts of yourself acknowledging each other and working together. Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what I should cover next.